We begin with the report that the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja has granted access to President Muhammadu Buhari and his party, the All Progressives Congress, to inspect the materials used for the conduct of the election. The tribunal, led by Justice Abdul Aboki, gave the go-ahead on Thursday following the application filed on behalf of the President and the ruling party by a senior advocate of Nigeria, Wale Olanipekun, and other prominent lawyers. In their separate ex-parte applications for the order of inspection, President Buhari and the APC pleaded that they be given access to the materials used by the Independent National Electoral Commission in conducting their February 23rd presidential poll. They explained that this would enable them to defend themselves in any petition which the runner-up in the poll and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and his party, the People's Democratic Party, planned to file. On March the 6th, the tribunal had granted a similar order to the PDP and its presidential candidate, allowing them to inspect the electoral materials to enable them file and maintain their petition against the outcome of the presidential election. Still in Abuja, the trial of the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onoge, on charges of non-declaration of assets was stalled owing to the ill health of the defendant. His counsel, Adegboyega Awomolo, had tendered a letter to the Code of Conduct Tribunal explaining that Justice Onoge developed issues with his tooth and could not make it to court. The prosecutor, Aliyu Umar, said he had also received a copy of the letter as well as a medical report indicating that he had high blood pressure. He added that the health of a defendant is as important as the case on the ground, and in the light of that, he would concede that the absence is on medical grounds. Having considered the situation and with no objection from the prosecution, the chairman of the tribunal then adjourned the case. In Lagos, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has rearranged the former managing director of the defunct Intercontinental Bank, Erastus Akimbola. He was arraigned on a further amended 22-count charge before a federal high court. The former bank chief again pleaded not guilty to the charges. This is the third time Dr. Akimbola would be arraigned on the counts which border on misleading appearances of active trading in the shares of Intercontinental Bank, granting of reckless credit facilities, conversion and mismanagement of depositors' funds. Still in Lagos, the Standards Organization of Nigeria has arraigned 4 men at the Federal High Court for allegedly producing and selling adulterated engine oil. Justice Oluremi Oguntoyibo ordered that they be remanded in prison custody pending the ruling on their bail application. The 4 were said to have adulterated 128 drums and 9.45 liters of engine oil. They were charged with 4 counts of production, possession, dealing in and distribution of substandard engine oil. The defendant, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges. Justice Oguntoyibo has adjourned until March the 19th for ruling on the bail application. She fixed May the 2nd for trial. And we round up with the reports that the National Industrial Court sitting in Lagos has delivered judgment in a case that has lasted 33 years. In the case, the claimant, Dr. Ode Okore, was a pioneer foreign correspondent of the Guardian newspaper who was in charge of the North American Bureau of the newspaper in New York, USA. The suit was initially filed at the Lagos High Court in 1986 to challenge his termination of employment and to demand payment of his outstanding entitlement. In a judgment delivered by Justice Nelson Ogbunaya, the court held that the defendant is liable and shall pay the claimant the sum of $99,599 United States dollars, comprising outstanding unpaid allowances, special and general damages. The defendant is also to pay the claimant the sum of 2 million naira as damages for the wrongful termination of his employment and 1 million naira as the cost of the action. The monies are to be paid within 2 months of the judgment. Otherwise, 10% interest per annum shall accrue on the sums due until it is finally liquidated.
And it's on that note we end today's edition of the program. Be sure to catch the repeats on air or watch via our YouTube channel. I am Shola Sheyeli. Thank you for watching.